What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Saga of Dice podcast. We've got Carson's Lap, which I've been enjoying for longer than you all have now at this point. Are you doing your, what's it called, Silent Bob routine? It doesn't work as well when we can't see your face. Oh, man. Um, yeah, so we got some fun things. I didn't realize you were still doing that. Your mic does work though, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And once again, actually, I'm going to wait for a tiny bit because we kind of just went live right away. Hey, Robin Hands.
It's
Yo.
me, Hands.
That's what they call him. That's what they
Just gonna
call him.
do the Italian thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the matter, you? Come on, gabagool.
Cool. Yo, Tyda, what's up, Keith? Could you guys let me know if the levels are okay? If are I'm not out of whack. We did the live stream last week, and it was I had to change a bunch of stuff. So yeah, let me know if we sound okay. I'd appreciate it very much. You're building Haunt. All good?
Just
Sweet.
haunt,
Thanks,
not
Tyda.
night haunt.
Not Night Haunt.
Just regular haunt.
I mean, that could be an autocorrect, uh, but I'm gonna guess Night Haunt as well. Yeah, maybe that's like the colloquial way of saying Night Haunt. Wherever.
Yeah, what's up?
But
I'm in the haunt.
yeah, yeah, I'm into Haunt. I mean, I like it. Like anytime you can shorten stuff, it's great, right? You know, like if we remember, like think about if we had to say like Hedonites of Slanesh every time. If that's what
Yeah,
people said.
that's true. But every time I'm on the channel, I feel like I enunciate Ogre Mo Tribes very explicitly every single time I say I'm like, welcome to Ogre Mo Tribes turn one, Ogre Mo Tribes movement phase.
That was yeah, that's because I was trying to do a subtle dig at you, and
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I think it's good on in those times like where we're doing it, where we've got a battle report and you say the full thing and it's nice and good, but you probably don't say it when you're like, yeah, so for my ogre mod tribes command trait or my ogre mod tribes like sub faction, right?
Next, I'm going to roll my Ogre Mo Tribes trampling charge into your Gloom
Exactly.
Spike Gits.
Keyworded everything. I
Yeah,
like it. Night
you list
Haunt.
every single keyword,
It,
otherwise you lose.
it is Night Haunt, by the way. And I am not going to pronounce what Keith put in the chat there. I'm sure it's fine, but
He said,
I'm.
he said, forget about it.
Oh, forget about it. Forget
Yeah,
about it. Oh man, I was like fogey, and I was like, nah, no, this is getting dangerous for me. Titus painting Fire Slayers because you plan to go with Skaven for a 5 game tournament, but can't perform with them in the current meta. Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble with them actually. Uh, we only get one word. Yeah, yeah. Bring down. Hey, I play Gloomspite. I'll have you know, Gloomspite is very. Gloomspite gets. It's like
idiots.
it's gets. That's the ultimate, right? Um, yeah, I tried to make it longer for some reason. Gloomspite gets. Um, no, they're a good time. So before we forget completely that there was in fact news this week. So I did a video today. It's already out about like the Golden Demon stuff that came out. So I do have it up so we can kind of talk about it a little bit if we want. But man, do you see those paint jobs? Like, yo, Robin, what's up? Um, can't bring ogres because Carson's are too pretty. Carson's too pretty too. That mustache, it gets
I'll,
people. He's
I'll
denying.
accept that compliment. I'll accept it. Just this once.
He's denying everyone the view of his mustache, his glorious mustache. Um, it has a curse on it though, so he doesn't want to infect the crowd.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's
If I
got
look directly into the camera, then you'll start growing a mustache too.
he's got a hedonistic um, curse on it, and it can be transmitted through the screen like a wear car from Futurama. So you got to be
Oh, that's
careful.
right. I
Uh,
choose to believe what I was programmed to believe.
Programmed to believe. Yeah. Uh, okay. I really want to use the Dot Regiment in Skaven. Dot Regiment in Skaven. Oh, is that Disciples of Zeech? Haha, I got it. But using all three endless spells is rough. It really is. It really is. I kind of want to too, just because I like Zeech, but not yet. Yet, um, got my test models for my Sylvaneth almost done. Good job. That's awesome. I finished building a Carnosaur, and I got this used Troglodon, and every time I buy something used, I swear I'm not going to buy something used ever again because it ends up being such a freaking nightmare. But now that everything's done, like now that I've stripped off all the paint that I can possibly stomach to, and repaired all the things that were missing from it, I got my Troglodon pretty much up and running. So now I'm feeling like I might buy something used again, but yeah, I've got the Carnosaur. He's in sub assemblies, and yeah, I'm doing the, what do you call it, the Aztec sort of tile in between other stuff. So hopefully you guys will see it on the channel pretty soon. Right now I'm working on some Hunters of Huanchi. These guys are awesome. So that's what's going on there. Um, you wonder where all this facial hair came from a few months ago. It must have been a battle report I watched. Yeah, you got a werebeard.
Yeah, that's right. It's like 37 minutes into the video, I just look directly into the camera and go, and then everyone who is watching it instantly has a beard.
It's true. Even my poor wife. It was not good,
It's for the
man.
best. It's for the best.
Yeah. Um, and a curly mustache. Pics of trees on Discord. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. Um, yeah, so we do have a rumor engine. We do, in fact, have a rumor engine.
Right.
Uh, what do so you had a theory I just didn't know because it reminds me of like some of the thorn things, like the horns from some pieces of Seraphon, but I've just got that on the brain right now, I think.
Right.
You said something else, and I'm curious as to why.
So here's, well, turn it upside down. That's that's step one, I think.
Okay.
This is definitely some kind of like charm of like three hanging bones, essentially.
Oh,
And I think
that's
I
pretty
have a feeling that
tricky.
this is ogres as well. Just because there's like a very common ogre thing to like put nails through like bones and stone and stuff like that. It could also be cruel
Ah.
boys, but I have a bit of a
Oh.
long shot theory here, which
Okay.
is that the hammer that we saw and
Yeah.
these three bones
Yeah.
um, are both part of a Icefall Yetis remake, because those are like the only one of the only resin
Oh.
models that ogres still have. And if you look at the Icefall Yetis, they have like these big clubs that are made of like ice. And
Yeah.
we can't see the color of the hammer that was in the last video, but it could have been like an ice hammer instead of a stone hammer, right?
Right.
And then for these ones, the current Icefall Yetis have like these little charms on them as well.
Yeah.
So maybe these are like the re-sculpted version of them, like the
What?
reimagined one.
Oh man.
So that's my prediction: is that both of them are related to an Icefall Yetis, or that's my copium rather, or hopium, is
Right.
Icefall Yetis resculpt
I'm a big fan of
or
both.
plastic models.
Um wow. That's see my theory was basically I don't know and I have no guesses.
That's a
So
good theory. Yeah,
that's a little yours is a little more involved than mine. There's a little more to yours. Let's see.
it's definitely destruction. I think both of them are definitely destruction based on like just the way that the metal looks and
It's yeah. Like you know what's crazy though is until you said the nails, I didn't know what those were. Like I didn't get that they were nails. But they're that kind of like weird jaggedy destruction nails
yeah.
that you
I
don't
could see
see
it
in
being
Gits.
Cruel Boys, like
Yep,
another Cruel Boys model.
yep. Um, it could be like another. Yep, for sure. I mean, they got so many. Do we know if there's any new what's it called? Underworlds Warbands like coming, or Warcry Warbands? Like, did they ever release any kind of roadmap for that stuff?
I don't know actually. Not too sure
Because
about that.
um, I could see it being that. Oh, new horror from FEC. Ooh, right. Because we are expecting FEC. What do you guys think? Like summer? Summer, fall? Like it's got to be one of those books, right? It's got to be.
Surely they wouldn't give FEC a new book and then like 3 months later AOS 4 comes out. Surely that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, yeah, like Soul Blight Gravelords.
Yeah.
Um, um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the FEC idea, and what if it's like some kind of endless spell and that's like blood pouring out of the bottom? Oh no, but the nails make me think destruction, like you kind of pointed out, right? Um, I really need paint. I really need green paint. Um, Ogre's trail rations. Yeah, like some kind of trail mix snacks. Yeah, I like that idea too. Um, I would expect AOS 4 to be roughly 6 months after that GHB that they showed. Well, the GHB comes in the summer, and I think we're going to get another GHB in the fall, like we did, or not fall, in the winter of 2023. So I think it'll be 6 months after that, right? Because we usually get new editions around July. I mean, I don't know, but oops, oh, I have the right paint right here. Um, but like, do we get any new factions other than Cruel Boys this edition? I don't think we did, right? Longer is better. No, I completely agree. I actually think that 40k AOS, literally everything should be on a 4-year schedule, Keith, and then that allows like one extra year for the old world, and I think just everyone is kind of happier. Um, Let the additions breathe a little bit, and then you're still getting something for the CEOs and the board members and investors and whatnot, because you're getting something big every once a year. But um, no, I agree with that. Oh, sorry, I missed your message tied up. $400, a full army of fire slayers used with 30 Hearthguard, 30 Volkite, and all the heroes. Never gonna buy new boxes. Wow. Do you have a magma droth in there as well? That's amazing. Yeah, that's a really good deal. Even if you're talking American dollars, it's still a great deal. If you're talking Canadian dollars, then that is insane. Okay, well, you guys are getting back to me. We do have, so I am going to talk about. Did you see the article today on Warhammer Community, Carson?
I did not. Which one is that?
It's
Oh,
the
I see
the
on the stream
40k
now.
one, and basically what they did was they announced that all the 40k books are going to be reset, and they're basically going to be totally useless once the edition launches.
Nice. So is that going to be like the what do they call it again? They call
Indexes.
it like indexes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like they did in 8th
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
What
That's
do
gonna suck for 40k, and I'm glad that I'm getting out of 40k.
you... Yeah,
If I'm being honest.
I mean, a lot of people like. So I know this gets said a lot, but you know, being a member of both communities, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't really see a lot of people getting out of 40k, but I've been seeing a lot of people get out of 40k and get into AOS lately. And
I
obviously,
think that.
that's, well, it's
Go
very
ahead.
subjective, right? But
Yeah. I honestly I think that the more exciting releases have all been AOS as well.
yeah,
Like there's so many more interesting armies in AOS, and also it feels like with 40k, GW is like kind of tied to the whole like concept of a Space Marine, right? Like you have to have like a certain portion of releases be like Imperium of some kind.
Yep,
Whereas with AOS, it's very much so like now it's this army's turn, now it's this army's turn, now it's this army's turn. Like Stormcast is still a big line, but it's not nearly as prevalent as like Space Marines are.
it's
Like
true.
I,
And
I actually rarely see Stormcast players in comparison to like Slaves to Darkness or even Ogres actually. Like
absolutely.
it's 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 not nearly as common as like, Space Marine players in 40k for instance.
Yeah.
Of some flavor, right?
Yeah, because like I have Space Marines in 40k, and I have Tyranids, and Tyranids like I like more. They're just more interesting. But and I do like Space Marines. Like I've got nothing against Space Marines. But like I felt like I couldn't even play Space Marines because everyone played Space Marines so much. I usually give people the option, like, what do you want to fight? And no one ever said Space Marines. You know what I mean? I just eventually I'd be like, can I play Space Marines? Like it's been a long time, and you know what I mean. But I've got probably quadruple the amount of games with my bugs compared to Space Marines. So you have Space Marines for 30k. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's not many other factions in 30k, is there? Like there is Admech, there is Dark Mechanicus, but um, there is Imperial Knights and a few others. But I mean, if you're playing 30k, like it's very much a like you're kind of playing a lot for probably for story. You're probably into the Horus Heresy, and I definitely get that. You know, I wanted to get into 30k, but never did. Not yet, anyway. We'll see. So, anyway, I just thought that this was. It's not shocking. There was a rumor, like, probably about a year ago that came out that's saying that everything was going to get reset back to index that I saw on Chapter Master Valric's channel. I haven't seen a video from him in a long time, um, but I remember seeing that video like, a, yeah, really long time ago. I don't know how I feel about it. Like have you seen that meme where there's these two kids playing in a playground, and one kid has a Tau, and the other kid has demons, and um, the kid says, I have a super shield that you can't go through," and then the other kid goes, "Nuh-uh, I've got a gun that can go through your super shield," and then uh, and then the other kid says, and because he's got demons, he's like, "Nuh-uh, I've got a super special shield that beats even your gun or whatever," right? And they're
Yeah.
talking about that, and then there's a picture of SpongeBob with binoculars, and it says GW like 40k rules writers, and he says, "Quick, write that down." Um, it's kind of, and I'm not making fun of 40k. Like it's obviously a great game. It's the more popular game. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But the books have gotten kind of ridiculous for sure. Um, so yeah. I don't think that this is a bad move, except for the fact that a lot of these books just came out, right? Like,
Yeah.
remember Psychic Awakening, Broken Realms, all that, or actually not Broken Realms so much as Psychic Awakening. We got all these crazy new rules, and then 40k came out and it invalidated all of those rules, and we didn't even have to buy a book for our indexes. Like it just came out digitally, and now you will. Like I don't think it's going to sit super well with a lot of the people that just bought their book, right? If you have a Space
Yeah.
Marine book, who really cares? That's been around. It's been around for 3 years now. But if you've got Leagues of Votan, or heck, even Tyranids, like Tyranids didn't come out that long ago, Carson is back and better than ever. But he won't let you see his mustache because he's worried about transmitting his wear beard to you. Uh,
Yeah.
where's
I'm being conscientious of that. It's
conscientious? That's
yeah.
the word for sure. Unlike his normal self. Um, I have seen a large number of players here starting AOS. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I keep seeing posts even on the Facebook groups, just like, "Hey, I'm coming over from 40K. Like, you know, I'm really excited. And does anyone have any recommendations? That kind of thing." So I just think it's interesting. AOS League for 32 people. That's a lot of people. Like I used to run Slow Grow here, and that's more than I ever had for sure. But I think that Slow Grow is the best way to get people into the game. And I think we're gonna start another Slow Grow on the channel, right, Carson?
Yes. Yes, I
Yes.
think so.
Can confirm.
Yes.
Yes. It's like Giets. But we are. So Carson and I just filmed our 1,500 point game of Path to Glory, which will be on Patreon, probably, hopefully within about a week or so. I'm still uploading the footage. I had to stop during the podcast, obviously, and yeah, it was hilarious as usual. Like honestly, it's I feel kind of bad because some of the Patreon battle reports are some of the funniest we've ever had. So yeah, but you know they're up there. You can just subscribe for 1 month if you guys want to, by the way, and just watch them all and then unsubscribe. I'm not sure why I'm giving these tips. The coin for this month is Seraphon. I've never talked about coins on the channel before, but it is Seraphon. So I don't know.
So I didn't realize that was the thing, and then I saw the whole coin collector's handbook thing, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Ugh,
isn't
I
that
must have it." But I think, can you like not get ones retroactively? Or I guess you could through like third party.
so you have? Oh yeah, you could do that, but like you have to go into the store. I think in Canada you have to spend like over $120 in GW in a GW store. So it's
Not a difficult thing to do.
not a difficult thing to do, but it's also not a small amount of money. So I can definitely see. I've never really cared before. I don't. I think they had a Skaven one, but I'm not even positive. But yeah, that coin. I don't know. Like it looks like Aztec gold, which is why the only reason why I actually kind of care. You know what I mean? It's like it almost feels like in world. But you
Yeah,
need
absolutely.
KO. You need KO store B-Day model. Oh right, they showed that. Hey, what do you think of that model, Robin? It looked pretty cool from a non-KO playing individual's standpoint, but um, yeah, it looks pretty cool. Is he's not a separate model? I'm assuming he's like a some kind of model that replaces another war scroll, but um, yeah, I'm not I'm not super aware of KO. That is a that's an army that I know, you know, one of the least about. Um, and then I guess I might as well bring up the Golden Demon stuff. So you didn't get a chance to look at the paint jobs on there, hey?
No, I haven't looked at anything. Oh, that's super cool.
Dude,
The
yeah, that one best Age of Sigmar model. The overall winner was, or for the Slayer sword was a 40K model, but um, frankly, I think this one's better. Like, I'm not into Slaanesh at all, but this thing is just killing it. Like, look at the
yeah,
pants.
the purples are yeah incredibly rich. Like
Yeah, it look.
it,
Is it me,
sometimes you look at a model, it looks like someone like digitally drew art, and
dude?
like this is
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's
There's
fantastic.
another one where it's even crazier in my opinion. And I actually like it even more. But you look at his pants, and they look like silk. Like he made it look like silk. That's crazy. And the
Yeah,
gold, like, come on. Um, the shadow underneath, just insane. Definitely beats a single skink. I mean, not for me, but I actually talked about it in the video, hey, where it's like, part of this is just kind of like when people judge, they're not going to be able to help having a bias. Like I think that's why the 40K models tend to win because I think most people, like even the people that really have kind of a rage boner for Age of Sigmar because they're old fantasy players, they tend to agree that the models are incredible in AOS. So I actually think that there's better models in Age of Sigmar, but the thing that won is a 40k like Dark Angel thing, right? And that's fine. Like, I don't begrudge that at all, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like when they judge it, I think that there is a bit of a bias in terms of like it's natural to anyone where you kind of go, well, this model, like I don't like this model as much, so you know what I mean. You'll see the blemishes more. You want a pair of jammies, look comfy. Yo, you want a pair of them jammies? Yeah, man, I want some silk pajamas. Oh yeah, some Slaneshi silk pajamas, no less. And then there's a couple other ones here. Can I get? There we go. This thing here was my favorite. But again, I mean, I'm biased as well, right? I'm based and biased because I really like Flesh Eater Quartz, and this model is such an awesome conversion, and I love the colors. I kind of wish I'd done something similar with the purples and the greens. I mean, I've done purple and green on my Soul Blight, but um, yeah, that kind of necrotic greeny flesh hanging off of there. FEC, A Day at the Opera. Yeah. Figaro. I love these bat things. I asked in the video, does anyone know what those bat things are that he's got like shooting upward? They need to add that unit to Flesh Eater Quartz. But added a really awesome sword to it, a cool crown. Yeah, this thing is chef's kiss. But
Absolutely. The I'm proud to see. I'm looking at the page now, and I'm proud to see Tyrant representing the ogres.
yes, that's right
Oop.
next to this. I was
Yeah.
just gonna give everyone a minute, and then I've got the ogre up. That ogre tyrant. No offense, Carson, yours is beautiful, but I've seen a lot of really great tyrants because it's such a great model. I think for painting, but I think this is my favorite. Like, I love the blue like ice weapon kind of deal, and the armor is like just perfection. I don't even know what to say about it. You know?
Yeah. And what I like about it is that it's like a very realistic paint scheme. Like the scheme itself isn't anything like they chose any crazy colors or something like that.
Yep.
It's just like hyper realistic, and their non-metallic metals are
Our
super
choice.
super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible says, "Can I put up the 40k dude or the Dark Angel guy?" Yeah, I absolutely can. Here he is, Neil Hollis. Um, don't get me wrong, it's really cool. The gold and everything. Uh, but is that the same Peter that plays competitive Sigmar, the Idneth player? Um, is it the one? Did he do the ogre guy? I didn't actually. I forgot to look at the name. Um, I'm just kind of giving everyone a chance to.
Yeah. It's Piotr
Oh, okay. For the ogre,
Peter. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that last name.
do it.
but
I do
but
it.
yeah.
I do it in the video. Is it Chechna or something?
Jajka?
Cheshka? Yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's a different player. But man, if he's a competitive, I think you mean the guy who's like from Sweden, horrible, right? I think that's a different guy. But man, if he is like one of the best, if he's such a strong Idness player and he's one of like the best painters in the world, then we will all die of jealousy and curse him for 1,000 years. And I don't think that's unreasonable.
Oh
Not
my god.
reasonable.
I'm looking down at the Middle Earth one. The is that Elrond?
That's what I was wondering in the video. Okay, so here, I did want to look at this, show this running knight, this knight Valiant. Like, what the crap? That thing is absolutely insane. Like I don't even know how they did that. A lot of cutting and stuff. Looks really cool. And the Hive Tyrant is one of my favorites here. The chitin. I really like the kind of glowing sort of sack thing on his gun. Um, is that a barbed strangler, by the way? It looks too short for that, but I
I think it is. Yeah.
is it a barbed strangler? Okay, okay. It's not a venom cannon because the venom cannon is
No, no.
super long.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chitin on that thing and the sword is oof.
Or what's the non? Because the Barb Strangler is like the name. It's like the artifact version, isn't it?
No, no. The barb strangler is like the one with like a bola inside of it kind of deal, and it hits multiple people.
Gotcha.
I forget the name of the named gun. It's so cool though. But by the way, is this High Fleet Behemoth? It's not. It's not Kraken, and it's not Leviathan. It's not Kronos,
I think it is Behemoth. Yeah.
right? Okay. I couldn't remember during the video. But do you see what I mean about that, like the weird sack thing? It looks. I think they painted it like it's kind of translucent, so you can kind of see the bullets or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like bioluminescent, I
Yeah,
guess, as well.
yeah, right. Like it's glowing from the inside a little bit. I was just going, God dang. Um, yeah, insane. Terrans and Eldar are here competing for the most horrific weapons to be shot. Oh,
Yeah.
easily. Yeah, I think Tyranids win it. Like, oh my god. As even as a Tyranid player, it's horrifying. Um, there is the Age of Sigmar unit here too. Are these chosen, by the way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Three chosen, which isn't actually a legal amount of chosen to put on the battlefield,
I
but I
believe
guess
it's
I'll allow it.
I believe it's 5 is the proper amount technically. I do like the fire though, kind of glowing up. I think it could have been brighter. Like I kind of like your fire a bit more, Carson, if I'm being honest. But I am
Much
biased.
appreciated, but I disagree.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think this does look really good, but I know what you mean. It seems to be lacking like a focal point,
Yeah,
I would
and
say.
yeah, and like it definitely lacks a focal point that brings you to the center. I mean, again, we're it probably looks way better in person. It could be washed out in these pictures. It is on a white background. You know what I mean? Like there's several sort of things we could point out why it probably looks better in real life, but yeah, that's kind of the feeling I had as well. Not that it isn't far better than I can paint. I'm not saying that. Good job to them. Oh, and someone in the comments did tell me apparently this is an Underworlds warband for Nurgle, and like I thought the middle character was like a conversion because it looks so freaking cool, and like the little Nurgle demon dog thing. But apparently it's just something you can just buy, so that's pretty cool.
I wish they would stop giving all these amazing models to Underworlds and like like
I
share the
know.
love a little bit.
I actually agree. I mean, we can use them in AOS, right? But
That's true. They're usually bad though, or like mediocre at best.
often. There are exceptions, like the Dark Elf one. The Skaven one's pretty good. It's usable, but I think it kind of creates this like false economy of how popular they think underworlds are. You know, like I mean, I'm sure that they know that a lot of AOS players use them as proxies and such, and so maybe that's their way of double dipping, and they're totally happy with that. But I think they would do better if they just made Age of Sigmar models, personally. But hey, and Warcry, yeah, Warcry, yeah, that's true. Although I'm literally painting Hunters of Huanchi right now, which I think are just going to become a regular unit. Like I think they're going to replace the Chameleon Skinks. But yeah, we'll see. Who's even playing Underworlds? I've never, dude. I played it when it first came out. I had the first box set of Korn versus um, what do you call them? Stormcast, and I bought the Skaven Warband. I've never played with the Skaven Warband. I just bought it as like a cool models, and I played with the skeletons. I forget what they're called. I played with them once, and that's it. Yes, I agree. But there probably is sections of the world that really likes them, I think, or like
Well, there was also
communities.
a so the Charge tournament was partially Underworlds as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they had Blood Bowl and Underworlds and AOS. So
Blood Bowl is popular though. Like I've seen
Blood
that
Bowl is
played.
popular, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like I know of two different leagues locally.
It's
Um,
also super popular in uh, Europe as
for
well.
sure. Yeah, it's crazy
Like,
over there.
yeah,
Which is kind of ironic because it's like American style football,
yeah.
but you know, hey. um, it could totally be that you just haven't had the exposure. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about myself as well. Um, but like, I agree with the sentiment. Sentiment. Um,
I agree with the sediment.
you be quiet. I was looking at my model and thinking, like, should I put this highlight here? But my mouth kept moving. So, screw you guys. I'm going home. Oh, wait, I'm home. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know what to paint these guys back. So, normally I do my camellia or my skinks are painted like the traditional kind of turquoisey color. And then their backs, I do this yellowy green. But these are chameleon skinks, so I'm making them green. So what color do I paint the scales? I can't do the same color.
You say that one more time?
You know what I'm saying? Like, my local group used to play Underworlds, but after a while we couldn't keep up with the release schedule. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah, there must be people out there. So, okay, where do I have it? No, I don't have a regular skink nearby. But well, anyway, this guy's uh, he's green. Oh dear, look at that. He's phased out of reality. He's blending in so well. These chameleon skinks nowadays, like, look at that blending action, y'all. I can't believe it. He's phasing in and out. That looks hilarious, by the way. Is this working? Hold on against my head. It's
I
basically
think so.
green from Proacryl and bright yellow green are like some highlights. But I need a color to paint his scales that goes with the rest of my army. I was thinking of painting the cloth a purple, but I guess I could do the scales of purple. I'm so confused. What's he got on the back there? Oh, he's got like some.
Chameleons will have hints of like,
What's that?
I mean, they'll change colors obviously, but by default they have like hints of yellow as well, like
Yeah.
that kind of faded yellow.
Yep. And I was gonna do the eyes like a bright yellow,
Gotcha.
but yeah, yeah, see, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to scroll down. Um, I don't know if you guys saw this one. I kind of touched on it in the video, but for me, this one was a little bit like homogenous looking. It wasn't. There wasn't a lot of variety to the colors, but as I was kind of talking about, or I started to talk about earlier, I think that the Slayer awards, and I don't know about Golden Demons, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Golden Demons might be similar, where it's like they judge. Basically, everyone starts with like 100 points, and then they take away points. So it's like it's more a matter of like not making mistakes. And so I think you sometimes end up with paint jobs where you're not super impressed by it necessarily. And I could be wrong. Like, hey, let me know. Obviously, this is an amazing paint job. I'm not saying it's not an amazing paint job, right? Like, if you look at the flesh on the guy on the far left, and the scroll, the scrivener, but it doesn't have enough contrast for me to kind of have that wow factor. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate, but what do you think, Carson?
Local jerk.
that's the that's
That's it.
the headline.
Yeah,
Local
just
jerk.
local jerk.
Hey, as long as they don't mention me by name, it's fine. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about, horrible. But like, at least that one had like a lot of contrast, and it was beautiful. It was just a skink. Was it just a skink? I thought it was like a skink priest or something. I mean, they have their own. Wait, did that win the Slayer sword? That's crazy if it did. But like, what do you do? Like, I'm not sure what you do about that. I did pull up Krakens Dominoes here. Um, this thing's really cool too, and it does have a little bit of a similar vibe. I think it might have been better if they took a picture of the shield, um, because like you can tell that like by the staff there that it's really, and like the skin and everything, it's freaking awesome. But even this for me, it doesn't really do it. After you showed and talked about the troglodyte earlier, all I hear in my brain is "Watch out, they spit." Yeah, I thought that earlier, or not today, but I think it was yesterday. I saw this picture of this camel that stuck its head inside of someone's car and just spat all over this family, and then they're all crying. It was funny because I'm a horrible person.
It happens to me all the time.
Someone something sticks their head in their car.
I just
Okay.
no, I just ruin a lot of families'
Oh yeah,
day.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that about you. Um, this model to me was, I think, the most impressive, and it's the large model, which won silver. Qatar
Did he like rip in half a giant or a stormcast
Stormcast, yeah, yeah.
prosecutor?
I don't remember their names, but but like, what the crap? Like, I talk about this in the video, but that thing looks like a painting. Like, it looks like digital art, and then they based a model off of it. Like, it's got such an amazing painterly style to it. Katarzina, Zina, Katarzina, Gorska. Um, my hat is off to you. This thing is like, I think it's perfect. It's got a lot of interesting colors. The style of it, the flesh, the tree trunk, the gold on the Stormcast. I like how the wings look kind of withered, almost like it's crumpled. What the crap? That Gargan's fingers are about to get scorched. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like he's sticking his finger in like a 110 socket or something, right? It's like, damn, yeah. Um, I think this is my favorite out of anything. And then we got a large model here, very well painted, no complaints. And then someone brought this up earlier, and I'm sorry I did not note down who, but the scene, the famous scene from the Horus Heresy with the Emperor and Sanguinius and Horus.
Sanguineous, my boy.
Your boy.
Look what they've done to my boy. Yeah. I'm always a sucker for a good diorama.
For real. Did you ever see that one a while back that was Nagash on a throne and it's Manfred like kneeling?
I have not.
It is absolutely freaking insane. No spoilers. This is like the most famous like scene in all of Warhammer 40k. It's in every
Wait a minute.
rule book.
Horus is a bad guy?
Yeah, wait, what?
Dang it.
Yeah. No. Well, we don't actually know that that's what happened, right? So we haven't gotten there in the series yet. But have you heard some of the theories behind what actually happens? And these are theories; they're not confirmed, but they're like some fan theories.
Right.
So
I have not.
I heard this fan theory and I love it. I've heard it a few places. One of them was on Major Kill, and I think the other was Valric. And this is ages ago. Um, was that so? Horus and the Angel fight each other, and this is like this diorama is based around a painting that's been around for ages. Nice. Um, and so in the painting depicts Horus after killing Sanguinius, then he and the Emperor fight, and it's this story that everyone kind of knows, right? But the the theory I heard was that Sanguinius kills Horus, and then he goes berserk. He gets captured by the what's it called? The red black rage, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
The thing that affects all blood angels.
yeah, and then the Emperor kills Sanguinius, and the whole story is a cover up,
Interesting.
right? Sanguinius was fine. They were totally just trying to prank Dad, but he overreacted before they could tell him what happened, and it turned into a tragedy. That is godlike. Yes. I mean, I kind of I both hope that they change the story up and don't, because like if they change it up and it's good, then that's amazing, right? You can flip everyone's expectations on their head. And but if they screw it up, then it's like you should have just stuck with the story, right?
Yeah. I'm just excited for the 40K show where they're gonna Photoshop Henry Cavill's face onto Hafthor Bjornsson's body for every single Primarch, and he's just gonna be talking to himself back and forth.
Wait, which Primarch?
All of them.
Wait, he becomes all of them?
Yeah. So Hafthor Bjornsson is the body of every Primarch because he's huge, and then
Oh,
they just like just lazily paste Henry Cavill's face onto his body
oh
to do
man,
the dialogue. Yeah,
they're gonna
that's
what?
my prediction for the show.
That totally checks out, right? There will be some
Also,
angry letters from people when they do the con and what's his name, Vulcan. There will be some
yeah, that's
unhappy
true.
people.
That's true. Or maybe they just won't change it at all. Like it'll still be it's the exact same effect every single time. He's just wearing a different color armor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna pull a Justin Trudeau and just do it up.
Oh no! Don't. Shut off the stream. Shut off the stream. Also, my paint water is looking like suspiciously like Kool-Aid now, and I
Are you
I
gonna?
would like to take a sip.
It looks like grapefruit juice, pink grapefruit
Grapefruit juice
juice.
is awful.
That's true, but
It's terrible on
it's
its own.
also great.
It's great with something like when it's added to something, in my opinion,
Like vodka.
like Paloma.
Oh, interesting. What do you guys think? What's the best way to
Yeah,
drink?
back to you, Chad.
Yeah, back to you, Chad. What do you think is the best way to drink grapefruit juice? Um, yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to finding out. I'm not all caught up with the Horus Heresy, but I feel like I can just kind of skip to the end and I'll be fine. This guy is freaking awesome. The Gene Stealer cult with his little familiar. I know this is 40K. This isn't Age of Sigmar, but a cool model is a cool model. Like I think that's something that can bring everyone together or
Yeah,
split us
everything
apart.
like the diagonal, just like the base that it's on, or like the handle, I guess,
Yep,
is like it looks like it's been like cut diagonally, which is super cool.
it
I like
really
that about
is.
it.
That is that's such a great idea, and like it adds a kind of dynamic feel to it, right? Like it's still got like ledges of like wood, I guess, bark, on an
Yeah,
embankment.
I
Um,
also love that he's absolutely fondling the face of that statue.
oh yeah, he's just hit a switch like in Batman.
Yeah, or maybe it's like that scene from what was that like Elephant Boy
Oh,
movie where like the girl
Elephant
feels
Man.
its like the girl feels his face finally, and then Maybe it's that. He thinks he's like spending time with someone. He's just putting his hand down on the statue's face.
His
King,
goggles broke. Like that, you,
is that
Jeff?
you? My dog is very unhappy about this joke. She's like, that's ableist.
Yeah, she's like, you can tell the difference between feeling a face and feeling a statue. Come on, guys, get it together. Remember, kids, don't drink your paint water. I don't know. I've heard good
I've
things.
done it before and it was fine.
Yeah,
I turned out okay.
you turned okay, except for that
Yep.
twitch and the extra eyeball.
Yeah.
Do people know about the extra eyeball? You'd never guess where if you weren't told.
It's the next clickbait video. You'll never guess where Carson's third eyeball is.
Yeah. And then it shows you
And then
painting.
in parentheses, not clickbait.
Not clickbait. Specifically not clickbait. And then you get on there and you're painting Magnus's third eye. You're just like, got him.
Haha.
Got you.
Spent 30 hours painting a miniature just for this one stupid joke.
Yeah. For like a 2-minute video. And we'll do the preview. You'll never guess. And then you get that movie like boom sound effect.
Yeah. And it's just like you with a reaction face. You're like, oh my god. And then it cuts to the very beginning where there's like 10 minutes of context and no one knows where to skip to in the video to find out.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. So when are we filming that? Like, how long is it going to take you to paint up Magnus
Uh,
for a game you're leaving?
yeah, that's true. I just scrapped the whole idea.
Oh man, 2 weeks of planning down the drain, Carson. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
I mean it. Thanks. That was really great. Um, this one is freaking insane. So, does anyone know what the dual category is? Because I don't. But that Mangler is incroyable. What? We've got the stash. We got the power. Make sure you get someone to do a reaction video so both your channels get more views. Ooh, I like it. Now, if only I knew. Oh, maybe the rerolling ones guys. That would be so funny. They actually did a collaboration for April Fool's Day a while ago with Guerrilla Miniature Games. So maybe. You look very disgruntled, Carson. How are you controlling your camera without? Oh, it's got the auto focus thing going on. Crazy. And now I'm over here. You weirdo. Did you see this Mangler though?
Mangler, let me see. Yeah, my stupid lantern lamp thing. Sorry. Oh, that's cool.
Right?
I love putting helpless humans in diagrams. It's great.
Do you know his
Yeah.
name?
I do not.
That human has a name and it's Johann.
Is it?
Yeah, he comes with the giant kit.
Oh, there's a human that comes with the Stonehorn kit as well, and
Oh,
I put him
really?
on like a little, like there's a little rock like stalagmite, stalactite, whatever the up one is, the facing upwards.
I think
Um,
it's stalactite, but like I always get them mixed up.
yeah, but I've got him like hanging off of one of those.
Oh,
It's
dang.
like part of the base.
What, like impaled on one?
Nope, like he's like hooked onto it, I guess.
Oh,
Just kind
cool.
of, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like just the foliage in this thing is insane, hey? And I really like the blues on the cloaks of the goblins. Like everything about it, I kind of just love, um, including the color choices. Sergio Calvo.
Yeah, I really like it when the diorama tells like a good story, and you can definitely see that the gits that are on top of the squig are like not in control anymore. And
Yeah,
the
that's
Mangler squig is just like
that's just
going
the
nuts
model
through the
though.
woods.
That's just the model.
Oh, I know, but the way that he positioned it behind Johann, like, and
Oh,
had him
got
like
it.
jumping through the bushes, like
Yeah,
it tells much more of a visual story than,
that's true. Then mine, jerk.
well, just like the default model,
No, I was agreeing with you, but you're still a jerk.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he basically cut it in half. Like, I'm surprised he didn't, use more. Like, you'd think, nice, welcome to the meat dimension.
Welcome.
Oh, you have Johan in case I ever get the techless model. Pose, our T-pose elf will be left off, and Johan can hang out with someone. Damn, shots fired. Oh, tight for the roof. Tight for the roof. I'm trying to decipher what that means, Bahamut, but maybe you can help me out. I guess I'll scroll down to the next one. Um, this is incredible as well. Like everything about it. I still like the other giant more, but this one's also telling kind of a cool story. And the painting on it is perfect. Like everything about it is perfect. Almost too perfect in a way. You know what I mean? Stalactites hang tight.
Ah.
Oh.
Today we learned. We'll immediately forget
Oh,
afterwards.
tight for the roof. I see. Stalactite, stalagmite. Got it. Got it. Stalag might hurt you if you fall on it. Yes. Another, um, what's it called? Mnemonic device in the bag.
Stalactite, dude. By the way, there's a stalactite up there. That's what that stands for, right?
Yeah, yeah, you nailed it. Nailed it. Um, get off me club. Yeah. Yeah. Rah. Yeah, they need bubbles. They need like talking bubbles. Get off me club. And the other one's going, I can't. I'm stuck. Or something. I don't know.
It was such an anticlimactic like end to the conversation. Oh, I can't. Stuck. Oh,
It
well,
does
don't
tell
be.
us this one does tell a story though. I like it. Yeah, I agree with what Keith said.
Yeah, I also like the hexagon rock outcropping things. Is that what that is? Or am
Oh,
I just
totally. Yeah.
those are cool. I enjoy hexagons. I dabble. They're
Yeah, it
cool.
reminds me of Quark, the video game. Isn't it Quark?
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Is it hexagons in that though?
I thought so. I'm, if it's pentagons or octagons, there's gonna be egg all over my face. Yo, Sean, what's up, man? He says that's some nice meat.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Carson also has like a background of meat.
Yeah,
Hey. To be honest, I see an old man waving his cane at
Hubert.
seals. Oh, Cubert, thank you. Thank you. Wait, what is quark? What am I
Also,
talking?
it's cubes.
Oh,
Hence the name
was it?
Hubert. But
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Hexpert.
Was
Hexpert is a good name actually. Why hasn't someone made that before?
That's so crazy. Was it squares? In my maybe I'm thinking of like some kind of what's it called? Like one of those like spoofs that they do on like Family Guy or The Simpsons or something like that.
Or maybe you got like a bootleg copy of Cubert with just
that
hexagons
that seems
for some
likely.
reason.
I mean, I got a lot of video games at garage sales growing up. Do they do garage sales like in other countries? Like obviously they do it in the States, but like is that a thing in like the UK and Australia and stuff? Quark hangs out on Deep Space Nine. That's true. Dang it. That's what. Well, but that's not how I was spelling it in my mind. Not that that makes any difference. In my mind, it was Quork. So if that's from something, Quark, right? The Ferengi. Quark is one of the best characters ever. Big fan. Um, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Stormcast in general, especially like Hammers of Sigmar. I feel like they're overdone. But the blue on that dragon, like what the freaking crap? That's all I'll say. You brought up Elrond. We both think it's Elrond. I said that in the video as well. Is this Elrond or is this the guy who goes out to Helm's Deep?
No, because that guy's blonde.
Oh, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah. The
Wow, look at the horse's mane. Or not the
I know.
mane.
This
The
is another one that's just like
whoa.
this could have just been like someone drawing it on a piece of paper
Yeah,
and then pretending it's a miniature.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's fantastic.
yeah. That is absolutely incredible. And it has that like it looks shiny, even though it's like it
Yeah,
ostensibly done with like non-metallic sort of coloring.
I do
Uh,
wonder if it's going to be one of those things though where from a different angle it doesn't look quite as good.
that
Like,
might be true, but like look at the gold on his armor.
yeah,
Holy
it's nuts.
moly! I will never have the patience for that, but I can admire it. Um,
I also love that it's very simple, but they just put the rock like at a slight angle as if he's like charging downhill, which is really cool.
oh,
Hey, it's Theoden.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, King Theoden. I couldn't come up with his name in the video. But he looks cool. He's kind of simple. Like it's hard to make this thing, this simple kind of old model look really good. But they managed to do it. Like that. That looks like non-metallic metal on the armor, which is incredible. Yeah, everything about it is really well executed. Gandalf looking good.
Yeah,
Gandalf and Pippin.
Sean Blake played your first game, 2K third edition of AOS Thursday. That's awesome.
Oh,
What did you?
nice.
I'm not sure if you said it before, but what army do you play, and who did you play against?
Yeah, yeah. He might have played with you, right? I think Sean lives near Stronghold.
Oh, is that Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
you,
Oh, sorry.
you know what's crazy? So I've never met Sean in real life, but I've known
Yeah.
him since like 2000 and when did you join the PMP, Sean? I don't know which one of us joined first, but the PMP on Google Plus. So like 2016, 2017, like somewhere in there. Uh, you are playing. Oh,
Oh, so it
you're
may
going
actually be
to.
against me.
Oh, are you playing on Thursday? You
Yeah.
too? Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple of us that are meeting up Thursday and possibly the Thursday after. I'm not sure what the plan is for the week after, but we're just trying to get some practice in before Cake or Death. So
Nice. Heck
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't know that'll be your first 2K game. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Do you know what he's playing?
Sylvaneth, I
Sylvaneth.
think.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Sean
Very
does
well painted
these
Sylvaneth.
really cool like real life paintings. He used to post them on the PMP and they look amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you on Instagram, Sean? Let me know. Like I would have always been following you. Oh, and did you see like the Young Bloods? That's pretty cool, man. Like these paint jobs are nicer than anything I've ever done. And like 2010, wow, yeah, that's way longer than me. I got back into it. I think I joined in like late 2016, after I discovered Warhammer Weekly. But yeah, that's impressive.
The piece of stone that this character is standing on is very interesting. I wonder how they got that effect. Maybe it's bark.
Y-
It's almost like scales.
it looks like a thatching on a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, impressive non-metallic metal and the armor is incredible. Like that it's nicer than some of the entries on that are like the adult ones, hey?
That's what Youngblood means. Sorry.
Well,
What is
Youngblood
the
means
A
that
cutoff?
they're I don't know. I don't know what their cutoff is for Youngbloods. I think it's like 15 or something. So it's
Oh my God.
incredible.
Yeah,
High life scenery. Okay.
huh.
Uh,
That's blowing my mind.
right?
These kids are better painters than
Yeah, like
than us.
they're already surpassed me by far. I'm not jealous. Okay. I'm not good at using Instagram. High life scenery. I don't post anything. Oh, there you are, Sean Blake. Oh, I'm already following you. Sweet. Oh, wow. And it's already got your awesome basing. I'm actually going to see if I can show this. Um, We've got our own awesome painter. Can you guys see that? I can't. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at Sean's basing for his Stormcast, dude.
It's just painting a whole ass portrait
Yeah, he's literally
on a base.
it's not letting me bring it up. It's like smaller when I click on it for some reason. How do I see how bad I am at Instagram? Isn't it shocking?
How does this website work?
I tried my
God
best,
dang
guys.
Nintendo's.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. Oh man, you're FEC too. Good God. What?
Good God, y'all.
I love those blues. Man, I really wish I could get. Sorry, everyone. Maybe next time, or Sean, maybe you can message me. I'll show them on there. Um, but yeah, incredible work. Is painting metal with metallic paints hipster yet? I think it is. I think it's been hipster since like I started. In fact, Keith. Like I was like, this looks way better than just trying to do non-metallic metal. Nice. Are you a hipster? Oh, you turned into a meat.
Trying to get him not to phase into the meat dimension.
I know, it's so hard.
I have to like put him on my forehead. Basically.
That's what I was doing, right? Oh man. Your painting is not trash. How dare you, sir? How dare you? This isn't weird. We're not weird. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Welcome to the meat dimension.
It's meat all the way down.
It's not zooming.
No.
Just here's the one time not to zoom. Made a fool out of me.
Yep.
Now it's time to stop.
It's not hard. This is also Youngbloods, by the way.
Yeah, this is nuts.
That's
the basing is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so I went to base my my T-Rex and my Troglodon, and I opened up my basing paste, and two of them had just completely dried up. One of them was my fault because I just for some reason left the cap like super loose, and I don't even know how or why. And then the other one was on, but it's not even usable anymore. So I got to pick up more.
That sucks. Yeah, I had a similar experience with the Green Stuff World UV resin.
Oh, really?
Totally.
Yeah.
It was like just before the charge tournament when I was like finishing up the diorama, and I like took off like the seal because I hadn't even opened the bottle yet. Like it was completely sealed, and it was like hard as a rock inside. And I'd had it for like probably 2 years.
Oh.
But still, I didn't think that it would do that.
No. Yeah, and I have crackle paint that does that every time, but the UV resin I've never had it go like fully hard. I've only had it go like super thick syrup on me.
Yeah.
But
which kind of sucks because it feels like you really have to use like most of a bottle pretty quickly as soon as you open one up.
Yeah. I've been buying. I can't find it anymore, but the best deal I ever got was Let's Resin clear UV resin, and this is 500 grams or milliliters, I suppose, and it was like about the same price as one of the bigger bottles from Green Stuff World. So not as good a deal was this stuff. Oh wait, it also says Let's Resin. Ha! So it's the same company, but it came with like 2 smaller bottles, which is kind of good because then they're sealed. So yeah. But I do like to support like the companies that are making stuff for modeling, but you're kind of paying a premium for the same thing, and like it's just a simple chemical formula, right? Like I don't think there's anything that makes it better. Like modeling paint is, they tend to have smaller pigments and all this other stuff. Like there's reasons to use modeling paint, good reasons, but for that stuff, yeah.
If you're gonna try and convince me that Grandma Green Stuff isn't kissing every single formula of UV resin,
what the crap?
Okay, she's going to each batch and giving it a big smooch.
Yeah.
She is burning. She has chemical burns because she loves this product so much. And you want to tell me you don't want to support a company like that? Come on.
Um, Pepperidge Farm does remember a time before, and most other companies had a lot of UV resin, but they're not the originators of UV resin. So, eh, what are you gonna do? UV resin is the best thing ever, though. Like, I did regular resin for my. A lot of people might have seen my um, Realm of Battle board. Anyone who's a Patreon member has definitely seen them because they're in a lot more of the battles over there. But yeah, like that was a nightmare. The deep pour resin, because those Realm of Battle boards are not perfectly flat, so it like poured out in a lot of areas, um, and made my life very difficult.
Yeah, that sounds awful. When I was making the display board for charge, I
Yep.
think what happened is some UV resin like got into the layers
Oh.
of the display board.
Okay.
So, and then as I was driving, I noticed like some UV resin was like seeping out
Oh
onto
my
like the
gosh.
regular ground, and I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, and I held it up to the sun, hoping that like it would harden before the tournament started. So now there's like this like base shaped puddle of UV resin
Oh.
because it like leaked out. It's not that noticeable when all the
Oh,
models
okay.
are on it,
Yeah.
but yeah, that definitely was a feel bad moment when that happened.
No kidding. I had a similar thing like because I put it, I hold down like a UV flashlight, and so then after a or before a battle report one day, I got out my Cruel Boys to do a battle report, and there was like, yeah, resin on the bottom of the inside my cupboard and everything. So I wiped it up, and I had to take them all and put them. I've got like a nail thing, you know, for hardening it properly.
Yeah.
So that did work eventually, but man, uh, he says my painting style is good from afar, but far from good. It's because I am happy with how my stuff looks, and when someone goes all my painting is so crap, I get to go, oh yeah, look at this. Nice. I mean, if you're happy with it, then that really is all that's important. And I think it's also important to remember that anytime you slap on paint, even if you're just doing white primer and contrast paints, it still looks 10 times better than gray plastic. And so don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah. I would much rather play against a like quote unquote badly painted army than an entirely gray army.
Yep.
So
And I've seen some doozies. Like I've seen some done with like what looks like nail polish paint, like out of a nail polish jar kind of deal, like
yeah.
glopped on, and it still looks better. It does. It just looks better than, I mean, unless they
I've
cover up all the detail, I suppose. But
I've only ever seen one paint job where
yeah.
I was like, you should have left the model. And so so basically what it was is someone bought the Tyranid Biotitan or whatever it is, like the huge, like
The Hero
several
Fant?
hundred, the Hierophant, yeah, yeah, that has like the
Whoa.
massive legs and it's kind
Yeah.
of like, like,
Yeah.
uh, but it's so
Uh,
he bought it from Forge World
okay.
and
That's
like
there's
full
his first
price.
mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was like probably $600 at the time or something like that, or
Probably at
700
least.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, and he goes to the dollar store and buys like the
Oh.
cheapest possible acrylic paints that he
Oh.
can, doesn't prime the model, and
What?
just takes like dollar store
What?
paintbrushes, and it looks like he was like stifling with all of the detail of the model was gone and out. Like
Oh my
he brought it
god.
into the store, and the worst part is he painted it in the theme of the. I hope this person isn't watching. I don't think so, because this was like 10 years ago almost.
Okay.
But they painted it in the theme of like the Joker,
Oh
so it was like
wow.
purple and white and green
Oh
and like the
man.
most vibrant colors. And I was just like, my God, man, like you're testing me. Like normally I'm super supportive of everyone's paint jobs, and I'm like, looks great. happy to have a painted army on the battlefield, but that was the
Yeah.
only time where I was just like, I, I hate this. It's
I
terrible.
hate this so much. Yeah. How old was he?
He was probably like 17 at the time.
Okay, so old enough to kind of know better, but
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. I mean, like, I agree with Keith. Like assembling, I actually really like assembling. And I don't mind painting now. I used to hate it when I was younger. Now, when I have time to paint, I find it quite chill, right? But paint, or excuse me, assembling and playing are the two funnest points for me as well. But um, yeah, like buying dollar store paints, yeah, that's crazy, man. Um, that's wild.
I used to also enjoy building most, but I actually find that with like the newer sculpts, they're getting kind of less fun to build, in my opinion.
Some of them,
Because
yeah,
like in the past, you would have it where you take like a regular guy. Like I remember when I was a kid, I played Beasts of Chaos for Warhammer Fantasy Battles,
cool.
and they still have those like multi-pose like flat arm against flat torso, and
Yep.
you could pose them however you want. And me being a dumb kid, like everyone was like, yeah,
Yeah, totally. Everyone did that at the start.
yeah.
Everyone does that at the start. That's so funny.
But I loved being able to do that. Whereas like as an example, like the Chaos Knights for the new Slaves to Darkness are like 100% mono pose and like push fit.
Yep.
So it's like I don't have any agency over how this looks
I think
whatsoever.
they're all like that though now, right?
Yeah, and I understand why they do it, and they give you very dynamic, cool poses,
Yep.
but it kind of feels less like I'm making this mine
Yep.
than like it did in the past.
100%. And I I think their way of combating that not great feeling you get from that is to give you kind of different build options even within like the Deepkin thralls. Like there's like it comes with, you can build 10 guys, there's 10 torsos and legs, but then there's like, I want to say 5 or 6 that you can build with like a different weapon option. um and they do that with a few of them, a few different kits, not the blood knights. Like the blood knights are either you build them with the hand weapons or with the lances, and that's what you get, and there's different heads you can put on them. But like, yeah, I totally agree, like, and if they're not going to do like, if you, let's say you have 10 guys, if you had 20 different like arms and like maybe 5 or 10, yeah, like, or maybe 10 different heads that you can swap it out, then that's, you can really, I think the best example of them doing it well is the squig herd. So the squig herd have 10 bodies and 10 heads, and any head can go on any body. So you can literally have 100 different squigs without ever copying the same thing. The trolls are kind of like that. The trolls, you can build them, I think, 18 different ways, not including the heads. So that's pretty good. So until you get to, you know, whatever. But yeah, um, I agree. I think I wish they would do that, but I don't think they're going to go back, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so either.
Right. It's
But that's fair.
unfortunate. It is fair. I mean, the sculpts are gorgeous. So
They're
are you
fantastic.
so is that, are you saying that that is kind of making you enjoy the painting more than the building?
I would say so, yeah. And I think that where it kind of so actually, to be honest, I don't actually enjoy the act of painting that much itself.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy the act of like have had painted something.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
have painted something in the past.
Yeah.
Like it's very satisfying. So like I have one of those IKEA detail shelves, and I actually have too many painted models to fit in there now.
Nice.
Which is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the first time, which was probably actually on your channel, I managed to play a game with a fully painted army. I was like, holy crap! Like I can't go back. Like I
That's
really,
so true.
I love being able to field a fully painted army. Um, just I don't know, it just feels good.
It's
Like I think that
yeah.
that's like the way the game that was meant to be played. Not to
Mhm.
say if anyone plays against me with any unpainted models, that's wrong or anything like that. But
No.
I think
We
that it just looks best, right? It's more thematic and cool, and it's easier to get into it.
It's true. It's why Games Workshop used to not allow people to play without painted models. Uh,
Yeah. Yes, Keith, that's true. Yeah, I did a thing. Look, my stuff. Yeah. No, but
um,
I find that even it's nice because like you associate Warhammer with being like super nerdy, and that some people are kind of like ashamed of that, I guess. But every person I've ever had over to my house, whenever they see like Warhammer models in a cabinet that are all painted up and together, they're just like, "Holy crap, that's amazing! Like, what is this?" Like that sort of thing. Like super enthusiastic.
that's true.
Anytime I'm like in transit with my models and someone sees them, it's like an immediate like, "What is that? That's super cool." Um,
Yeah, as long as they're
so
painted.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's super. That's very true. I've had the similar experience because I used to take stuff in a giant clear Tupperware bin, and I'm too old to care what people think now. Like, even if I was ashamed, which I'm not, frankly, you know what I mean. Uh, but like, yeah, I've only had a really good reactions from people who have no interest in getting into it either. The only time I've ever had like a not really great reaction is when it's funny enough, it was someone who is British and they knew Warhammer already, and they had preconceived notions about what it was, and they're like, "Oh, you're into Warhammer," kind of thing. And I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome. Like, this is the ultimate awesome dad game. I've met some of the best people ever. The game is fascinating." And like, and I kind of said, like, you wouldn't say that about chess. Like, I play chess as well, and you wouldn't make fun of me for playing chess or taking my chess pieces out and going and playing chess. But you know, what's really the difference other than I'm painting models as well? So no, I actually make fun of people who try to make fun of me because I'm just like, if you don't get how awesome this hobby is, that's on you. You know, that's really how I feel. But I don't always get super combative with it. Most of the time, I'm just like, you can go have fun. Like I'm not gonna change your mind, but yeah, every now and again, you gotta stand up for your right to
Yeah,
play games. Yes.
I find that the people that are the most judgmental about stuff like that don't have hobbies,
Yeah.
just period.
Yeah.
You're like, so what do you do?
They're in a rut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
like when work ends and it's time for you to be at home, like what are you actually doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're like, what do you do to have fun? I really like this TV show, Game of Thrones. Have you heard of it? Just like, okay. Yeah. Your life is a TV show. Cool. Like I like that TV show too, but damn. Like, yeah. Mocking nerd stuff is so last century, he says. Yeah, man. Yeah. Nerds rule the world now for sure. I was watching this YouTube channel, and they were talking about like how it's kind of cool to be a nerd now, and I I don't know how true that is, but like it made me think, you know.
I think it's cool to be a cool nerd. Is what it is down. Like
I think you're right. I think that's
you're a
probably
cool
the truth.
person who is also into nerdy things, and it's cool to be a nerd.
It's true. Well, like a lot of us, like I did hide a lot of my nerdy hobbies when I was, in junior high school and that kind of thing because um you're not as confident in yourself and that kind of thing. And but like, what is it to be a nerd? Like, doesn't it just mean you love something? Like, you're a Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. That's what that means.
Definition of nerd is a person who's extremely enthusiastic and knowledgeable
Oh,
about a particular subject, especially one of specialist or niche interest. So basically, if you just have like an obsession or like a
yeah. That's pretty
strong
much what I was
interest in
saying.
something,
Look at this guy bringing up the dictionary. What a nerd.
it wasn't the dictionary; it was Google. Google was helping me.
Google told me what to do. Mocking nerd stuff. Oh, sorry. School kids are mean. That's true. Can confirm. I was super mean. I'm just kidding. I wasn't. I swear to God, I wasn't. No, I couldn't afford to be.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. Like I went to a high school that was only like 500 kids.
Oh,
My
okay.
graduating class was like maybe 60 people,
What?
so
That's
or
crazy.
70. So like everyone knew each other really well. So there wasn't this whole like you couldn't exclude anyone essentially because you had to see them like all the time. So
Right.
you're just being a jerk to someone everyone else knew, and yeah, it was much
Um,
harder to get away with doing that. So I never encountered that, thankfully.
I heard that like communities really thrive when they until they get up over 100 people, and that's where tribes start splitting off, and you get more faction, and tribalistic views and such. So that's interesting because you had 60 people in your class. Yeah, I because I went um, to high school in Japan, and I was living in a dorm with foreign kids and with Japanese kids, and um, we went to class with like a very specific group of like a class, like they have. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. Like the classes are smaller. Like you don't have a graduating class and then everyone mixes. You've got a class and they're like kind of based on their grades when they originally enter the school. It's hard to explain. Anyway, so, but my point was, is like it was a pretty small group of people, like there's 40 kids there's 40 Japanese kids, and then there was like 20 foreigners altogether, and then there was like the grades above us. So yeah, less than 100 kids, and you know, when we lived in the dorm together, we fought like brothers and sisters. Like it felt like I had a bunch of siblings, but we got along super well, and there was none of that. There was none of that. At least not that I know of. But next time my friends start talking football, I'll call them nerds. Yeah, do that. Stupid football nerd, jock nerd.
Well,
Yeah,
they kind of are nerds, aren't they?
they
Like
are. They absolutely are. Yeah.
sports fans, like they know the names of all of the characters or the players basically.
Yep.
They know like all of their stats. They know like
Yeah.
previous seasons, like all of that sort of stuff. Like you're a nerd. It's just about a different subject.
They collect clothing with their names on it, and have signatures from them, and collect like baseball cards and hockey cards. Like I had hockey cards growing up, but yeah, that's
Did I ever
true.
tell you about how so my dad bought like a whole bunch of hockey cards for like from when we were young to like save them to see if they were worth anything when we were adults. And he
Okay.
gave them to us, and a bunch of them were the ones that still had like pieces of gum packaged with them. So I tried one of the pieces of gum and it was like so odd. It was like it skipped like a physical state. It was like a solid, and then I put it in my mouth and it was just like melted. And I was like, this is weird. This isn't gum anymore. What's going on?
How old was it?
It it was like 91, I think.
Wait, when did you buy it? When did you buy it? Like 10
In
years later?
91. And
Oh.
then I would have been, and this would have been like 5 years ago, so
Oh, you
almost
ate the
30 years
gum
old.
file. Oh my god. You ate a 30-year-old piece of gum?
Yeah.
God. You maniac. What the crap? You really try to live up to that ogre name, huh? Like, like I take this seriously. I can eat anything. I'm an ogre. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they have expiration dates on them, right?
I'm not dead yet.
Because I used to sell like we used to sell like canned goods in the store I used to work in a long time ago, and canned like salmon and fish, they last for like 10 years, but we put an expiration date of like 3 years on there. I mean, they probably last longer than that, but like 10 years is like pretty much guaranteed. Um, and but yeah, that gum is like it's not even like sealed or anything. Oh
It's
man.
just in like a paper package. That's
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that you could even like it wasn't just like a rock, right?
it pretty much was, but then it turned into a liquid as soon as I like chewed on it a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna spit this out.
I'm glad to hear that you spat it out actually.
Yep.
Oh my god. You're an animal.
Aren't we all?
And that's what I likes about C's Carsons. Oh
Also,
dear.
your background is that those Croxigors to your yeah.
These are Saurus warriors from this is art from Total War. And
Damn.
these are regular skinks, but they kind of look like red crested skinks. But I think this art is from before the Tehenoan DLC. So, and then you got wild carnosaurs. Yeah. I wish they bring that. I wish they would bring that back. Like wild Carnosaurs and wild Stegodons, because you can have them in Total War. You know, and it's fun.
They can hurt your army too or something.
I don't think so. Um, no, they can't. They can't hurt you in Total War. Um, if they've changed the mechanic and it's a lot better now, but the old mechanic for Lizardmen was if their leadership went down too far, they would go wild and they would never like Lizardmen will never run away because it's very in world, but they will go crazy and they won't hurt your own guys. You just can't control them. So they'll like run after guys that are shooting them and kiting them or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
I think they've gotten rid of that, but I don't know the new mechanics well enough. I think it would be fun to do like a Total War day every now and again on stream, and just stream it. Um, I'm really bad at that game, but I like it, so I don't know. I'm fine with getting my butt kicked by Patreons and patrons and you or whoever. Yeah,
I did buy Total War 3.
you
Pretty
did.
fun.
Yeah. Did you try out the ogres at all?
Nope. I yet. Haven't. I think I've installed it and I haven't even launched it yet.
I
To be
mean,
honest, I've been
yeah,
like
busy.
I haven't really been on my computer after work just
Oh,
because like 8
really?
hours on the PC and then it's
That's
like
true.
I don't want to.
For those that don't know, Carson is a game developer or a stupid game nerd.
I'm a game nerd.
Yeah, got to watch out for that glottal stop.
Took me a second to put together what you were saying, but
Get my ass canceled. If I use the popular YouTubers I watch as an example, being bad at games works for streaming. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I mean, I I tend to I do tend to watch some of the really good ones at Total War. Sometimes when I'm eating dinner or something like that, like I'll watch Legend of Total War to get tips, but it never translates into me being better at the game somehow. Like I think I would have to watch and just do what he does kind of deal to like actually internalize some of the strategies that go into it, but I'm, you know, yeah, I'm just kind of
I
a
do that a
fan.
lot when I eat too. I watch videos that make me feel like I'm learning things, but
Totally.
I'm not. Like there's one channel called Kurzgesagt. Have you ever watched them? In a nutshell,
Oh,
um,
it sounds familiar.
they do like these like animated videos about a whole bunch of different like random educational topics.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, yeah, they are super cool. But if you ask me to like tell you the point of any one of those videos, then I
Yeah.
would not be able to. Put a gun to my head, I would not be able to do it.
Well, my parents used to watch cooking shows, and I'm like, "Are you guys ever gonna make any of these recipes?" And they're like, "Nah." Like, we just like watching people make them and eat them. It's like, okay, fair enough. Like, you know, yeah. I've recently got into this channel on YouTube called like Z Frank or something like that. He does like these funny videos about animals, like insects and stuff like that, and he just makes funny voices they're educational, but they're really funny at the same time.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember the name for sure, but yeah, I mean he's clearly very popular. I just discovered him more recently, but uh, yeah, I think it's Z Frank, like it's German. Um, but what do you like? Do you ever listen to stuff while you're painting?
Yeah, I will. So my go-to is actually camera. I just
What?
my arms and it zoomed into me. I'm like, yeah, I listen to stuff on my face. Like an Oblivion NPC.
I remember that. God. Did
Wait, I have an idea.
they? No, 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 no. How far away are you right now? That was godlike. Man, if you guys ever played Oblivion, you know exactly what. That was too good. That was too accurate. Oh my god.
I
Oh.
forgot what I was saying.
What do you listen to while you paint?
Yeah.
I'm glad one of us
My
remembered.
go-to is there's a channel called Extra History. Um,
What's
so
it called?
they originally started Extra History, and they'll do like history,
Just history?
extra history.
Extra history. Okay.
Yeah.
It really sounded like you said X-rated history 3 times in a row to me. And I was just
No.
like, because like I've heard of hardcore history, but like I've never heard of X-rated history. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Um, no, I like to listen to them. They do like it's also like it's basically just like a narrated voiceover of like some historical event. And then they do like semi animations. They're like kind of like just drawn pictures in a
Oh, okay.
simplistic style.
Yeah.
I like to listen to those. I also will listen to like battle reports sometimes. Um, I
Nice.
also
Yep.
shout out to Two Plus Tough as well. He's an awesome YouTuber
Yep.
for lore videos. Whenever I'm feeling like I need to be motivated about whatever I'm painting, I'll put on a lore video for them. Or
That's a great
I've
idea.
done that when I'm doing like paint nights with friends too.
That's he's a great call.
Yeah.
It's so annoying because sometimes YouTube will like if you don't watch someone's videos religiously enough, then you just never get recommended their stuff. And I'm subscribed to him on this channel, and I'm subscribed to him on my like old YouTube channel account where I normally listen to and watch stuff on my TV. Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna right now. I'm gonna like go look up a video and just start playing it and like it, just so YouTube gets its fingers out of its. Never mind. I was clicking on things. Um, Two plus tough. Doug, for those who don't know. Tough. There we go. I did this not that long ago, and it still has the Realmgate Wars stuff. Wow, he's up to 53,000 subscribers. Good for him. He's still making videos. 11 days, 12 days, 13, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. He's also been doing some stuff on Conquest.
Oh, and 40K.
Yeah.
I'm not really. Yeah, I guess maybe that's why. Oh, maybe that's why it's not recommending him lately. I don't see any AOS stuff here. Oh, there we go. I had to go to like a month ago. Hand of right hand of death. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, the constellations. See, I wanted to know about this. The constellations of Fantica. Zen. I'm not sure. It's a slant or it's a what do you call it? A Seraphon thing. So you guys are gonna hear the very start of it. There we go. Now put that away for later. Nerd culture definitely thing these days, for sure, Sean. The yeah, if you guys have any recommendations for something to listen to, like obviously I listen to all the AOS normal AOS content that most of us have, got us into Age of Sigmar, a lot of Warhammer Weekly, that kind of thing. But yeah, I listen to Red Letter Media quite a bit because they make me laugh, and for the most part, I don't have to look at the screen, which I really like. I like the kind of thing where you can just listen to it, like Two Plus Tough. That's
Rich Evans' laugh just like pierces the
I
heavens.
love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. He
Did
was
you
in
see
like
the after last season video that they did? Like that one movie that like everything, all the sets were made of like paper and stuff like that. The
yeah.
Rich Evans just like lost his mind when someone like walked through like a tiny gap in paper that I guess was supposed to be a doorway. And he's like, "What? Where do they come from? What's going on?"
And it's not just his laugh. He's so quick. Like he's right there. And they have another friend, and I can't come up. I always forget his name. Not Josh, not Jack, not Mike or what's his name? The other main guy. They've got a friend who's he's bald and he has a mustache. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nick, is it Nick?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really funny too. He's not in a lot, but oh man, and the ones with like Macaulay Culkin and like the random guests and stuff like that are so funny. My painting background noise is generally D&D campaigns. I can enjoy listening without having to watch people sitting around a table. Ooh, huh. So, are there any good D&D campaigns? Is my next question. Where that's not Critical Role, and I've got nothing against Critical Role. It's just I tried, but it's so deep now that it's just overwhelming to me. You know what I mean? Um, do you have anything, Carson or Keith? Like any of you guys, let me know. I'm always looking for some kind of painting fodder. You know, uh,
Yeah, I don't tend to watch a lot of D&D campaigns.
no, but like that seems like a good call though, right? To listen to them.
Yep.
Um,
I've heard some people do audiobooks as well.
I do audiobooks, absolutely. I'm. I was listening to. Was it Goblin Slayer? I think it's. Oh no, Troll Slayer. Troll Slayer lately. That's the first Gotrek and Felix novel. It's kind of like a. It almost feels like an anthology, but on Critical Role you could try their various one shots. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know that they did one shots, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'm always looking for something to keep me entertained. But yeah, man, I really kept up this Myroot Trogoth for a long time. Oh, and this guy, I forgot to. This thing is insane. Sergio Calvo again. Like, look at the orange on that sign thing behind him. Is this Snickrot? So maybe someone can tell me. Dingo Doodles does some cool recap videos about their campaigns. Thank you, Keith. That's awesome. That's a great call out because that way I could just maybe join in. Look at the skin though, hey?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Like,
That's
I think this might be my favorite out of any of them if I had to pick one. This or the giant, because that skin is just incredible. It makes me want to
it's,
play orcs.
yeah. Yeah, well painted orcs are always a treat for sure. Because like it's a certain amount of skill to make something that's supposed to look awful very well. Like
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
um but I think my favorite is still the Mangler Squig.
The Mangler
That's
Squig is incredible. I don't know. I don't know. Like I have a bias towards the Mangler, and I'm not like a big 40k orc guy, but this makes me want to play orcs. Did you play the video game Blood and Teeth?
no, I haven't not yet.
It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. Liam and I beat it a while back, or a little while ago. Um, just the skin on that thing, though. Yeah. Open competition. I don't know what the difference between open competition and everything else is, though. Does maybe open competition is not an official GW model? Because I don't know what this is.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that would make sense actually. Because I
It's
I
like
really
from
don't
the.
recognize that model.
I don't either. Like I know I can't remember his name. I think I called him something unfortunate in the video that I put out. Not Snickrot, but he looks kind of like him. Oh, but no, wait, Snickrot has like, and that if that is his name, he has a double goggles, so I don't think it's him. But Dimension 20 are pretty popular. Are that
Oh
is
yeah,
that?
that's the Dropout one. I have a subscription to Dropout if you want to use it. You can watch Dimension 20 on there, but it's like a streaming service that College Humor created.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have a couple shows on there that I really like. They've got Game Changer, which is a game show that changes the rules literally every time. Um, and it's a lot of fun. Makes some noises good too. They have another game called Actually, which is like perfect for any sort of game,
Uh huh.
or like perfect for any sort of like Warhammer player that's like super pedantic. Because the whole game is that the host reads out like an incorrect prompt, and you
Oh,
have to say actually it's this and not that. Like you have to like correct them in that way. There's always like one specific thing that's wrong with like whatever they said.
okay.
So it's just like very pedantic and like nerdy, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's
They
super
actually do
cool.
have some questions about Warhammer on there too.
So it'd be like the Pluto is the furthest planet in our solar system, and then you're like, oh, actually, it's not a planet anymore. So go
Yeah,
ahead, go to hell.
exactly.
Got
That's perfect. That's a perfect example.
it. it came to my mind because Andy posted up this hilarious like GIF on Facebook, and it just said like remember Pluto, and then it like gave like the year it was discovered, and then the year it became not a planet anymore or whatever. It really made me laugh. Oh man, that's awesome. Um, right
Yeah,
on.
Brennan Lee Mulligan, who's the guy that I think DMs most of the Dimension 20 campaigns. He's really funny. Like
Oh, so
super. Go ahead, sorry.
sorry. So is that a D&D campaign on Dimension 20's streaming service?
Dropout is the streaming service. Dimension
Oh,
20 is the show, I guess, and they have like
got it.
multiple campaigns on there. So
I see. That makes sense because Dimension 20, like 20 dimensional dice, I guess, is the
yep.
reference or something. Okay. There is others, but I am drawing a mental blank. Hey, that's awesome. I actually, yeah, I might take you up on that, Carson, and listen to Dimension 20. You
Oh,
know.
that's kind of awkward. That's a false promise. Sorry, buddy.
Whatever. I've got you down on down live, so I will hold you to that. So chop chop, get to work.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Man, I wish my camera did that now. So jealous. Uh, well,
I'm gonna do that literally every day. In all of my meetings, I'm just gonna start my meetings off like that. And they'll be like, "Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say to you, but I guess you don't have to do any work. See ya."
bye. I mean, if you can make other people laugh as much as that makes me laugh. You need to get like a couple of you need to memorize a couple of NPC quests though from Oblivion. Um, don't they do it in Skyrim even? I feel like they zoom in a bit in Skyrim as well, but maybe the zoom in was more like aggressive in Oblivion, and that's why we remember Oblivion more. Remember Oblivion, 1999 to 2001. I don't know if that's the actual date. Which one was first? Morrowind? No, Oblivion was after Morrowind, right? Morrowind was 3 and Oblivion was 4? You're finding a line, aren't you?
I am. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Morrowind was 3. I
Okay.
think Daggerfall was 2.
I never played Daggerfall. I played Morrowind, Oblivion. Oblivion I actually played on PS3. And then Skyrim I played on PS3 as well, actually. Yeah. I am a console.
There are foul tidings from Skyrim. The Greybeards speak of the end times.
They do. Well played, sir. You've entertained me thoroughly.
All right, I'm
Um,
gonna stop doing
nice.
that.
I mean, until next episode, right?
Of course.
You
Yeah.
need to start off every episode with some kind of NPC line. At least Carson's camera isn't doing Borderlands character introductions. I don't remember those, if I'm being honest.
It would like freeze frame and then like overlay text would come on saying who it is, like claptrap or something like that. And then,
Oh,
or at
right.
least it wasn't completely freeze frame. It would like slow motion. Yeah.
Oh, and he's like, tomorrow. Huh. I don't. I played Borderlands and Borderlands 2 and a little bit of Borderlands 3, but I did not remember any of that. But I do love the Claptrap song by Pogo. Have you heard that?
Nope.
It is godlike. Like part of the chorus is like 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 your your crotch is at my eye level or something like that. It's kind of disturbing. I forget how it goes, but it's a really great song. Look up Pogo. Um, I can't remember what it's called. It's Pogo, and just, if you just search Pogo Borderlands in YouTube, you'll find really funny song. He's got a bunch of great sort of thematic stuff. He's got like a Mrs. Doubtfire song and yeah, all sorts of great stuff. But anyway, I should probably call it here. I've got an earlier lesson tonight, and um, I've handled I've had all the Oblivion close-ups that I can possibly handle without having my stomach hurt tomorrow. So that was fun. I got some highlights done on my Hunters of Huanchi. I still haven't figured out what to paint the scales. Let me know what you guys think. I've got it's green skin. I'm thinking maybe purple, but I don't know if that's too. That's not going to blend in. Like that's not something that would blend in for. I don't know. Anyway, you guys let me know. Thanks again for joining me, Carson. Uh,
Always.
Always, indeed. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.